are the Advocacy Fellows, heroes voicing for and empowering young adults with learning disability.
Welcome to the Advocacy Fellows, heroes voicing and empowering people with a learning disability. Big warm welcome to all of our Advocacy Fellows. Hi, I'm Angie. It's a pleasure to meet you.
My name is Jack Thomas. I'm so glad to have you with us live.
My name is Siobhan.
My name is Melissa.
My name is Max.
If you just joined us, this time, for you at home, we are interviewing Becci Gowers, as you realise, from dance. The reason why we're interviewing her, because she is the director and founder of IgniteYou on Tuesday and Friday. She holds a very special place in lots of our hearts for all the time, and she loves giving out to the disability community. So don't forget to search our Advocacy Fellows on YouTube.
Welcome, Becky. Could we start by asking you the history of IgniteYou, how it came about and what IgniteYou offers?
Well, thank you guys so much for such a lovely intro. That means a lot. So, IgniteYou, we set up in 2017 as a community interest company. Before that, I used to run sessions on my own as Dance Confidence Cornwall, which started in probably around 2011, I think it was. And just, I'm so passionate about dance, and I think dance is quite a universal language and see the growth in people often. So I really wanted to set up a community interest company along with some other like-minded individuals who are some other directors. And then we could access more funding to make it more, to run more sessions and reach more people.
So, what encouraged you to start dancing?
Well, I've been passionate about dancing all of my life. When I was little, I used to watch, there was a film in the 80s called Flashdance, and I watched that every day on VHS and recorded it. Do you guys know what VHS is? Oh, excellent, good stuff. So I used to watch that every day, but I didn't actually start dance classes until I was early 20s. But I just danced all the time in my room. Everywhere I went, I was always dancing, and I've always loved a bass beat.
Yeah, I most certainly don't blame you. So that answers also one of my other questions, but what style of dance is your favourite and why?
Good question. So my favourite style of dance has got to be hip-hop. Hip-hop and street dance is my passion. Yeah, I love it. Always have done. Always been really into sort of hip-hop music and stuff when I was younger, and R&B, and just really like doing all of those dance moves. Before any dance classes came along, always doing those moves in my bedroom and things like that anyway. So yeah, hip-hop and street, I would say.
Are you a healthy person?
Oh, good question, Max. Sometimes, yes. Sometimes I'm very healthy. I'm a nutritional therapist as well, so I do a lot of work around how certain nutrition can work really well in your body and make you feel much better. So I do try and eat healthily and look after myself, exercise, running. I also love running. And trying to get good sleep and all those things. But sometimes not always. And I think it's all about balance. I think you've got to have a balance in life. I call it soul food, and my soul food is definitely chocolate.
Do you think it's easy or difficult being healthy?
Oh, that's another great question. I think it depends. I think sometimes I really find looking after myself I'm in the flow of it, I suppose, and I find it easy. But sometimes, normally actually, when I'm under a lot of stress, I find it quite hard to to eat healthily because I almost want to comfort eat. But that's when I need to remind myself that that's probably when I need to be looking after myself and eating well and sleeping and exercising and all those things even more. So that was a really good question. I like that. That's quite a tricky one.
How do you know if you are healthy?
I think being healthy is, I think when on a personal note, I know that I'm being healthy when all of those things I've just said, like I'm sleeping better. I feel much better when I don't have so many sort of energy crashes throughout the day and things like that when I'm looking after what I'm eating and sleeping and exercising. I think it's quite a personal thing. I think you're when you're eating well and all of those things, you will just feel better. You'll have more energy, definitely, and a more balanced energy as well.
Have you struggled with your health?
So sometimes, yes, I have struggled with my health, and that's what put me into nutritional therapy and studying nutritional therapy, because I was actually quite ill for a few years, and the doctors couldn't really figure out what was going on. And it was only when I looked into it myself and I looked after my food and all of those things that actually I started to feel a lot better. So yeah, there's been different times in my life I've struggled with my health. But I feel like I've got lots of tools in my toolbox that I can use to make me feel better now. So, yeah.
Why is it important to have good mental health?
So I think it's important to have good mental health because it helps you deal with things like stress. I think stress is a big one in life. I think a lot of people have a lot of stress in different ways. So I think if you can support your mental health, however that may be. For me, dance absolutely is something that really helps with my mental health, as well as running. I really like running, but also things like good sleep, like I was saying earlier. So trying to get some good sleep if I can, not always possible. And also just making sure I've got a good community of friends around me. But it really helps. I think it helps with resilience. It helps people manage more if they've got good mental health.
How do you keep your brain healthy?
So I keep my brain healthy from different ways. So dance, definitely. We've just actually done a show at Hall for Cornwall with the big dance company, and when I challenged myself that I was still gonna be able to perform, because it's been a long time since actually performing, and picking up the choreography, which was really fast, really helps my brain. That helps my brain sort of stay active and working, but also what I eat. So things like eating lots of nice oily fish is really good for your brain and things like that. And again, sleep. I keep banging on about sleep. It's just really important to try and get some good sleep and look after yourself with that way. So yeah, but I also, and things like, so running for me is not necessarily about the fitness side, it's more about my headspace. So that's my way of just sort of switching off. I put on some 90s house classics in my headphones and off I go. And that's my time to let my thoughts go. So yeah.
Now the viewers at home are asking, what do you eat to keep healthy? Make sure you put your like, comment and subscribe. So we all want to know, and you at home will know, do you eat healthy food?
So we eat pretty well at home. I've got Elsie here with me. Elsie, do you think, who's my daughter, do you think we eat pretty healthy at home?
Most of the time, but sometimes there is a little chocolate or sweet or...
Yes, we've got to have a little bit. It's balance, isn't it? Like I said earlier. So things that I really like to have to eat. I really like a rainbow colour of vegetables. Really important. So lots of different colours of vegetables. I like good protein. So things like fish and chicken and different meat I really like. Also things like hummus and stuff like that. But also, yeah, trying not to eat too much sort of sugary stuff, because that definitely doesn't agree with me. And I'm laughing because Elsie's giving me the side eye here. And what else do I do? So what else do I eat? Just make sure I have enough water, or like hydrated enough. I'm not as good at that. I tend to forget to drink enough. But I saw someone the other day with a really brilliant water bottle that had times on it. So you filled up with water, and then you had to drink certain amounts by certain times. I think I need to get one of those. That would probably help me.
Nice. What is your favourite dance routine and why?
So my favourite dance routine, that is so hard because I think lots of different dances create lots of different emotions. So from a hip hop point of view, there's a really good company called Flawless, like a dance group called Flawless. They're amazing. But and there was the Animaniacs that back in my day. I think they're still around. I mean, they're incredible. But then I also love watching loads of different styles and loads of other different dance groups. So I love watching Strictly. Each year I get really into Strictly. And I love, I go to the big dance company and I watch a lot of those dances and they're incredible. And quite often we'll go up to different dance conventions. So there's one called Can You Dance, and that's a really awesome. It's just incredible to watch. I like any dance that makes me feel something. So whether that's happy or sad or makes me emotional in one way or another, I just love all dance, really.
Now, we all viewers and you at home will know, what do you eat to stay healthy?
So what do I eat to stay healthy? So yeah, same. Elsie again is giving me the side eye. So yeah, just lots of. Make sure I have enough to eat in a day. So make sure we try and have 3 meals a day. Lots of rainbow vegetables, a little bit of fruit, protein, things like rice and stuff like that as well. So yeah.
Who taught you to dance?
Well, there's a certain lady that's very special to my heart, and she's called Fiona Richardson, and she's in Penzance. She runs the big dance company. And all those years ago, she was my friend first, so I met her when she first moved down to Cornwall. So this was back in 2000. She moved down to probably about 2001, all those years ago. And she started doing an adult dance class. So we just went along, and it was all like, at the time there was MTV, so it was all like MTV dance moves and stuff. And that's how I started. And she saw some potential in me straight away. And she offered to train me up as a dance teacher after a couple of years. And she really saw that I had something that I could offer people that might not have been around at that time. I think she saw that I really believe in helping people shine. So I think she saw that in me. And so she trained me up, not only as a dancer, but also as a dance teacher. So I was very lucky. And now my daughter Elsie, she goes to the big dance company and she dances.
I love it there. It's so fun.
So Fiona Richardson, we have so much to thank for her. And she's definitely was my teacher, my mentor, but also my friend.
What was it like being on the TV on X Factor?
So we went on to, it was Britain's Got Talent. It was 2008. And we went to the audition, which was up in Cardiff first. And we just went for a laugh, if I'm honest. We just thought, we'll go up and we'll just enjoy the experience. And that was, it was an amazing experience. But we went, and they straight away, they showed a lot of interest in us. And there was a lot of filming and a lot of interviews. And then we went away, and you don't hear for a long time. Like, you don't hear for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks, and we just didn't think anything else of it. And then we got a phone call to say that we were invited up to London, and we were like, oh, this is happening. And again, lots of interviews, lots of filming. And that was the episode where they tell you if you've been successful or not, and they call certain people out on the stage, and you're in front of those judges. So the year we did it, it was Piers Morgan, Simon Cowell, and Amanda Holden. And they to start with, they said we weren't successful. So there's a plot twist. And we went home and we were like, oh, well, we were the last ones of the day. And then 2 days later, we had another phone call to say, no, we really want you on the show, please. And so we actually had a bit of a twist. So we went back up and we had 24 hours to put together the semi-final piece that was on the show, which was the live show. And we did that all for the night. We didn't sleep that night, I can tell you. And then we went up, and then it was incredible. And I'll never forget, there was one really special moment when we were on the main stage, which is still the one I think that you see now when you watch Britain's Got Talent and the live semi-finals. And we were all having a run through on the stage for rehearsals. And they were like, right, okay, and 3, 2, 1. And then suddenly all this lighting came up, and we were like, what? It was amazing. Really, really awesome experience. And after that, we had years of being able to tour all over the world and do really cool things. So we were very, very lucky, very fortunate, but we just never took anything for granted. We worked really hard and kept training, and we tried to be as humble as we possibly could and just thank everyone along the way. So lots of gratitude, and just feel like to this day now we feel so grateful for the experience. So yeah.
What an interesting podcast. We certainly value the work that IgniteYou does. A huge thank you to you, Becci, for giving up your time and allowing us to interview you today, and for giving up your time and patience to come here today.
A huge thank you to the Advocacy Fellows for again giving up their time to advocate for others.
Nice. For you at home, a big thank you to Nick at Kerno Music Foundation Radio, or KMF for short, for his continued support for this podcast, allowing us, viewers at home, to use the studio to record in.
And lastly, a massive thank you to you for listening. Until next time, goodbye! And thanks for listening.